Let's have some fun with the right hand for Peacherine Rag by Scott Joplin. We're going to do some chords in the right hand. The C chord lasts for the first 4 bars, and the middle note of the C chord is E. So we're going to pedal the E all the way through like this. Then the G7 chord lasts for a few bars, starting in bar 5. There's the 7th. If I have my G as the root, 7th is always 2 semitones down from the root. We're going to pedal that F. What I mean by pedal is we're going to repeat the F over and over again with all the melody notes. And I gave a little kick in the rhythm there. Bum, bum, bum. Now we have that real fun arpeggio. You can play it that way if you're just playing melody, but if you are playing some chords in the right hand like we are right now, if I hold down all the notes of that arpeggio, it makes a G7 chord. So watch what we can do here. So I've played my G7 chord. I can even add some notes from the D sharp diminished chord. This is the 7th, so C, D sharp, F sharp. Or there's a couple of options for you. Back to, if we pedaled our E in the first line, and now we're coming back to that same melody or something similar, we need to pedal it here too, just for unity. Here we go. Now, there's an E. I love the sound of sixths, so I like often picking the 3rd of the chord. Doesn't work all the time, but it sure does here. I can add that G sharp to the D even when the melody changes because I've got an E chord throughout that whole bar. Switches to an A, so I'm going to add an A below my C. Now here I'm going to give a shot of a chord. So just on the 1st and 3rd beats, I'm going to do a chord. There's my D minor chord. There's that F sharp diminished under the melody note, which comes up with a diminished with the 7th. Now, no chord here, but I can grab a chord right there. Ooh, that's a crunchy chord, isn't it? You can just play A, C sharp with the F. Somehow this B softens that chord. Or makes it a little more complex, whichever way you hear it. Here we go. So practice adding chords under the melody, just on the 1st and maybe on the 3rd beat of the bar. Melody note, that's what I can grab from that D7 chord. Melody note, there's a G7 chord, I can grab that. So do some practicing right hand only before you add the left hand stride. We've learned a basic stride in the beginner video. You can add the 5th to the bottom of the chord. So I'm going to play root, 5th, root, 5th. So there's a little hop happening in there. Good to practice it by itself. There's the G7, D, and then a G. Practice going back and forth between the two. D, G. This is for our G7 chord. Sometimes you can even play those top 2 notes with your thumb. Then your hand can be a little quieter. So if you have a big enough hand, you can go 3, top of the chord, 5. Then 3 with the thumb, or 2 with the thumb. Now I'm going to go to that fun bar 8 where we have lots of chords. So walk up I've added the top note to my diminished chord. It's up another 1, 2, 3 semitones. Back to our stride, like the opening. It's kind of a nice way to finish that section. Then solid chords here, lots is happening. Bum, 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 boom. That's a lot of chords at once. Practice it 2 chords at a time. It'll seem like you will never be able to learn all those chords, but if you practice it in little bits, 2 chords, back and forth. And then the next group, back and forth. I've outlined this on the beginner video as well. Believe it or not, eventually you can tie them all together and then you can play it with the right hand and not have to think about it like that. Let's do it hands together. Here we go. Added a G in there. Lots of full chords. I like that little kick. A, B, C, first 3 notes of the A minor scale. Big chord. Woohoo! Do it until you can play it without slowing down there. You can do it.